Does that sound okay with you?
Sounds good. Let's go.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the third rendition of the Good and Terrible Show. I am your friendly neighborhood chubby nigga, and
I am Mickey,
this is Mickey. I am Travis. This is Mickey.
aka Vanilla Sugar.
Hey, okay. We took it there that early.
Hey, man.
That's your stripper name?
Yeah, just in case. You never know.
Why vanilla?
Times are hard.
You're not white. Why vanilla?
Of course I'm not white.
So why vanilla sugar?
It's my favorite scent.
Oh, okay. So you're just gonna be a smelly stripper?
I'm gonna smell good.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Thank you again for watching our show. This is the third episode of Good and Terrible Show. Today we focusing on one of the most controversial, polarizing figures of the 21st century. That is Mr. Kanye West. That's Kanye, but some of his plastics still say Kane. And today we're going to go over, he's a real hot topic right now. You see him in the news all the time for a whole lot of different reasons. We just going to go over the do's and don'ts, the wills and won'ts of Kanye from 2004 to 2019, and just kind of, throw our opinions out there, what's happened, just kind of give our takes on the situation. Does that sound okay with you?
Sounds good. Let's go.
Yeah. So, one of the things about Kanye West is that, he's always had, a affinity for controversy, right? He's one of those people that's in the news every single year. He's, a publicist's nightmare, but every paparazzi's dream, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, every year is just something new, something different, good or bad. You can either hate the guy or love the guy, but there's not a whole lot of people in between. I've never seen that many people like that where just you have somebody on either side. There's not a whole lot of people that are like on mid-ground when it comes to Kanye, right?
Yeah,
would you agree on that?
I would agree. Some people are really like, I can't, but that's more recently.
Well, I mean, even a long time ago, right? So, me myself, I was a huge Kanye West fan for many, many years. And I still think he's a phenomenal artist. I still think he makes, phenomenal music. But, even since he very first came out, he's kind of been one of those guys that's just not had a problem pissing people off. He's always been fine with pissing people off, which I can kind of relate to a little bit.
You should definitely relate. He is definitely that person.
So, everybody knows, some of the more famous things, right? You got Kanye West going on national television after, the Hurricane Katrina crisis, telling America that George Bush doesn't care about black people.
On live television.
And
everybody's face just went, oh, snap.
Right.
He just said that.
Mm-hmm. You had, drunk Kanye at the award show stopping Taylor Swift in the middle of the speech saying, hey, I'm going to let you finish. Oh yeah, he was drunk. Yeah, people didn't know it at the time, but then after they came out, they released a bunch of pictures with him drinking, for the entire show. He had a bottle at his seat, and that man was drunk out of his mind. Basically, he's famous for the "I'm gonna let you finish." The world famous Kanye shrug, one of my favorite gifs, whatever they call.
Yeah,
I still use that in so many conversations.
What you gonna do
to this day?
I don't know.
It's the best reaction ever. The Kanye shrug.
Oh, I didn't know he was drunk. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's crazy enough to do that sober. That's why I'm like, he was drunk? I thought that was sober Kanye.
Right. And now he's on, the Christianity kick. And we're going to get to that in a minute. We're going to talk about that. But first, before we really get into criticizing the man too much, which we probably are going to do, we want to kind of start off on a high note and remember that first and foremost, he was, a music artist, is a music artist. But with that said, he's put out some of the most classic hip hop albums in history, right? Especially, over the last 15 years or so. What would you say is your favorite Kanye West album?
That's a hard choice. It would be between, I gotta pick three, and then so Graduation would probably be first. I loved 808s and Heartbreaks, which a lot of people didn't like. I also love The Life of Pablo. I thought it was dope. It's hard to kind of pick just one, but those are my three probably favorites.
Interesting. Some different picks there.
Yeah,
kind of
808s and Heartbreaks, man.
I'm going, I'm the OG Kanye fan. I'm College Dropout. I'm gonna start with that. That's my favorite one. Just hit after hit, all falls down, Through the Wire, Workout Plan, Spaceships, Jesus Walks. We Don't Care. On and on. It's just a masterpiece of work. I did like Graduation. I don't think I would put it in my top three just because I think personally Kanye went a little bit too pop for me in that album. But
it was still fine.
It's an amazing album. Don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't call it my favorite. College Dropout, I definitely think is my favorite. Late Registration is close up there as well. But after College Dropout, I say My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah, it was good.
My number two.
I was gonna say that one too.
It's you know what, and the funny thing, Billboard just announced. I saw the article earlier today, but they announced it this week that album is the best album of the 2010s decade.
Really?
Yeah. I just saw the article earlier this morning.
Interesting.
That they just posted. They named that the best album of the 2010s decade. That's a pretty high honor.
I'm gonna have to look at it.
Yeah.
Like look at that whole decade.
I'm pretty sure.
Because I wonder, was it album sales or was it just?
No, I don't think. No, I'm sure it's not album sales. I would think somebody like Adele or Taylor Swift or I don't know, maybe Beyonce or somebody. I'm sure somebody probably outsold that.
Yeah.
But in terms of a work of art, it's hard to beat that.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that pisses a lot of people off, especially us Black people, about Kanye West is just kind of seeing where he came from to where he is now, seeing that transition. And what I mean by that is Kanye West has always been on the forefront of originality, right? When he came out, he was all about being yourself. He was one of the first rappers to say, I don't have to rap about drugs. I don't have to rap about guns. I can rap in a very poetic style. I can dress wearing pink polos and making Louis Vuitton cool and
wearing backpack.
He was just an original guy. Show you could be educated. His mother was a teacher. You know what I'm saying? It was cool to be educated. And he was just kind of, a step away from the norm. And a lot of people kind of looked up to that. He was outspoken. He cared about Black people. And a lot of people kind of saw him as one of their heroes. A whole generation of hip hop fans looked up to Kanye West for a lot of different reasons. And seeing where, how far he's fallen and strayed away from that person that we thought that he was, that we had held on this pedestal, it's been kind of, depressing, I think, and a lot of frustration is kind of stemming from that. You know what I'm saying? I think, speaking from, myself personally, I think, I know he's been through some things. So it kind of started off like when his mom passed away, right? Which is understandable.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody's holding that against him. I think that was kind of the first domino that fell. Then he started, with the whole Amber Rose thing, who, I've personally never been a fan of.
I like Amber Rose.
Okay, well.
She just seems like a sweet girl. I don't agree with everything. Ideals are one thing, but she seems like a sweet girl.
I'm sure she's probably a sweet person, but I feel like there's a few pencils short of the pencil case.
Oh, damn.
But that's one thing there, right? And then obviously the worst possible sin you can think of as a Black celebrity. He started dating a Kardashian, and not only did
he's not the only one though.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a plethora.
A plethora. That's a good word.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I looked it up before now.
Oh, she had that word of the day.
It's on my fridge. Remember to throw in plethora.
How many times you look at your fridge today?
Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not only did he date a Kardashian, he ended up marrying one, and then had kids with one, and after he got famous for doing a song about gold diggers.
I don't think they're gold diggers. I don't dislike the Kardashians.
Opportunists.
I'm definitely opportunists, but you got to give credit when credit is due. Kris Jenner is a mastermind. All of her children are making millions and millions of dollars. Their show has been on for like 128 seasons.
Oh, wow.
It's been like, now I'm exaggerating, but it's been, a long time. And every year something hits, something controversial happens, and they get a new season. Like E, I feel like E is going to keep it going through their children. Their kids are going to have shows. So I'm not going to say I dislike them. Morally, some things that they do I don't agree with, but unless I think they're bad people.
Some things. If there's some things they do you do agree with? I can't think of a whole lot of them.
Yeah. It's just certain things. It's certain. Even to go to Kim Kardashian, like the whole sex tape thing, allegedly, it was released, but it's like she kind of flipped it and turned it into something. I myself wouldn't want to be famous for something like that being the start of your.
Oh, they released that on purpose. I'm a fool.
Right, which I remember you said that, which kind of makes sense. But it's like if she did do it on purpose, it's like you want to be known for, you know what I mean? It's like sing, dance, right? Like now
you could tell they was looking in the camera the whole entire time, yo, and she looked like she was faking the orgasm.
I've never seen it, so I wouldn't know. But
I saw it.
Of course he did. But yeah, I don't know if my son came home and was like, I want to marry Kardashian, I'd be like,
yeah.
I don't know about that,
That's
son.
not gonna fly.
No.
And for people that have been following me for a long time on Facebook or Instagram, you can attest I've never been a big fan of the Kardashians myself. For a lot of different reasons. I do agree Kris Jenner is an absolute genius. I think she
knows how to make money.
While I don't like her either, she certainly has gained my respect as a businesswoman, and as kind of an innovator. She found a way to make a whole family of untalented people famous.
Just they don't have a talent. It's like, what do they do?
That is remarkable to me. And they're some of the richest people in Hollywood now.
Thanks to us.
And that's kind of the thing. I feel like a lot of where Kanye is today kind of stems from who he surrounded himself with.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly believe if he had really, instead when he was going through the things he was going through with the depression with his mother and with Amber leaving him and all that stuff, I feel like if he had gravitated more towards, more like-minded people, and embraced us as the culture that has been behind him since day one a little bit better than he did, I feel like he would have been on a different path than the path that he's on now. I feel like it's just getting worse and worse almost every year. Like you had, when he talked about slavery was a choice, and he was going on talking about how he's a free thinker, and now
which is fine.
Yeah, you can be a free thinker, but I don't know if that's exactly what he is.
I think the thing with him that, I think that he doesn't do his proper research and his due diligence. Like saying slavery was a choice is totally out of pocket and not acceptable. But what he was trying to say is that from what I understood, is he's saying staying in that mindset is a choice of being, a slave to something or feeling victimized. But to say it in that way is like, Kanye, you can't say that. It's not like we went, oh, take us. You know what I mean? Like it's not what you say, is how you say it.
And I get it. Trust me, for years and years and years, I was a big Kanye defender and supporter. Whenever he would do something that, he would get backlash for, a lot of times I would see his side of it, and, I would defend it. But, there's after a certain while, you kind of get, tired of thing after thing after thing just going down, and it just gotten worse to the point where you can't defend some of the stuff that he said. And then, you saw him, putting on the Make America Great Again hat and making friends with Donald Trump. I'm not sure what exactly is going on there. He did get on an interview talking about he don't watch the news, so he was ignorant to a lot of the stuff that Donald Trump's been doing. America, you can tell us if you buy that or not. I don't know if you do.
And that's the other thing. It's like, how can you support someone but you don't know what they're doing?
Right.
It's almost like you're just letting this man blindly lead you into whatever. Because I feel like if he's saying he's not informed and he doesn't know, then wouldn't you want to, if you're backing this person to say, let me check this guy out and see if he's, not just his persona, what I think he is. Let me really check him out.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But
I mean, that's it.
I don't know.
And now with the whole Christianity, what do you think about Kanye West, the Christian?
And I don't like how, like, even just saying that, it's like I don't think he's trying to capitalize on something. From what he said, he's always been a believer, and now he's getting more into, giving his life back to Christ, which is awesome. I would never tell someone, oh, well, now you want to be this. It's like, it's nothing wrong with changing. If he feels like he wants to change gears and do gospel music only, that's his choice. And me as a person, you can't tell someone what God has told them. Like, I can't tell you, well, God didn't tell you can do that. Like, how do I know that? So if this is what God is leading him to do, that's great. If it's something he's doing out of, which some people say it's out of vanity, some people are saying he's using it for clout for himself, guess what? When he leaves this earth, he's going to have to answer for that. So if that is true and he's using God and Christianity and that whole community to, big up himself, he'll have to answer for it. So I don't have a heaven or hell to put him in. So I would never pass judgment on him and say, oh, he's doing this, because I don't know that.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing, right? I think a lot of people are just confused or unsure about like what his real intentions are with it. Because God is not something to play with. You know what I'm saying? And if he really is, genuinely, giving his life back to Christ and being a Christian, then more power to him. And I love it. I consider myself, a Christian as well. And
me as well.
Well, there you go. And I
consider I am. There's there's no considering.
Well,
like, I'm not. I'm saying, like, clarify. Like, I'm not teeter-tottering.
Well, you still consider yourself, like, considering doesn't mean you wishy-washy, right? I mean, consider is like, this is what I think about.
Right, with my beliefs, yeah.
Because it's a personal thing at the end of the day.
It is.
And that's the thing. And I saw an article saying that hundreds of kids have decided to follow God, because of what they've seen with Kanye West. And if that's the impact that he's leaving, then that is a truly beautiful thing. That is awesome, and I would love to see. Hopefully, that is the impact of what's gonna, what he's doing with, his whole Christianity thing now. But I truly feel like there's something fishy going on, and I really hope. I mean, I hope it's for the best, but I hope he's not doing this for some type of publicity stunt, whatever, now with the whole Joel Osteen thing and stuff like that.
I didn't watch that. What happened? I saw a clip of it.
Well, Joel invited him to go speak at his church. He's got, like, this big mega church.
Right, yeah, I watched Joel Osteen. I like Joel Osteen.
And so, I mean, I really hope that it is something that he is being sincere about. I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt, but, we'll see how
it plays out.
How that plays out.
The other thing with giving the benefit of the doubt is, even if, again, like I said, like, even if he's doing it for clout, or he's doing it to help the Kardashians get a new season, even if it's a part of our big plan, that's his business. Now, if it's leading people to Christ, that's awesome. But at the end of the day, if you're doing something backhanded, or you're doing something to benefit yourself, and you're trying to put yourself on a pedestal over God, eventually you will get knocked down off that pedestal. So if it's something, if he's doing this out of ill will, God will handle that. We can't, as a people. And then another thing too, I wanted to say, as a people, we are very hard on each other as Black people, which I do not agree with. We jump on each other, we beat up on each other, we, call each other out, but rarely, and it's not rarely, but rarely do we ever go, man, I wonder what this brother's going through, because mentally, I don't think he's mentally well yet.
Yeah, no. He's
I don't think everything is clicking, because I remember when he did the interview with Charlamagne, he was saying that he wasn't taking his medication, or like he had stopped because it wasn't making him feel good. I don't know if he said exactly what medication, but I think he, probably still deals with some depression from losing his mother. Excuse me, he could have anxiety. Like, I don't know mentally what he's dealing with, which is why I can't condemn him for something, because we're not in his head, so we can't, think for him and go, he should do this. Or even with Trump, like, I don't like Trump. I don't agree with anything he does, but if that's what he feels like he agrees with, every Black person is not a Democrat. We're not monolithic. We're all different. So I'm not going to condemn him for,
Right, but I mean, there's also a difference. I mean, we're not to get political in this episode. That might be a topic for another day. But I mean, there's a difference between not being a Democrat, right? Like, it's one thing to be a Republican, right? But it's another thing to fully support, blatant racism, disrespect, blatant ignorance, sexism. You know what I mean? Like, it's
like allegations against him.
You know what I mean? Like, he's truly a criminal.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But
anyway, I agree with that.
That's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, you know what? Why don't we leave this up to you? We're gonna pass it off to you, America. Why don't you leave a comment, like and subscribe this video. Leave a comment below and let us know what you think. I got the below box. The below box. Let us know what you think about Kanye West. Feel free to express your viewpoints on him, on the Kardashians, on
and put anything. What's your favorite album?
And put what's your favorite album below. Let us know what your favorite album is. I mean, I've heard pretty much all his albums except for like this new one. I haven't listened to the new one yet.
I listened to one track. I think it's called Water. I like that track. And then Jesus is King, I believe was the other. Well, that's the name of the album. But I think it's a track called Jesus is King. Okay. But I have listened to it more in depth. But I like those two tracks.
Tell us what you think about the new album. Oh, I forgot to mention earlier. Watch the Throne is probably in my
That's what I forgot. So
College Dropout, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and Watch the Throne. Late registration just misses that. That's probably my number 4 right there.
Yeah.
Let us know what your top 3 Kanye albums are. What your favorite Kanye song is. Whatever you feel like commenting, please do it below. And thank you for watching our video.
Bye. See you next time. Peace, love, and soul.
That's your good, ain't it?